Okay, everyone, let's go ahead and get started. It is 1 o'clock on Wednesday, April 24th. Thank you guys so much for joining us this afternoon. We hope you're having a wonderful afternoon. So let's get started. Welcome to CACFP Let's Learn. What we've done for this month is everyone knows and loves Tammy. She answers a lot of our phone calls along with Michelle, who is my co-host today. These guys answer a lot of questions and provide a lot of support to you all. And it is wonderful that they have come up with some top questions that you guys are asking. So that's what we're going to address today. And let's get started. As usual, we start off with our non-discrimination statement, and we've added the link to the non-discrimination statement right here. We are an equal opportunity provider. Ms. Peggy, I see your comment. I can hear you, and you have no mic. That's okay. You're not supposed to have a mic because I have everybody muted. So continuing on for our Zoom meeting today, let's make sure your phone or your computer is muted to where we don't have any background noise going on. Make sure that you have your cameras turned off. This is going to save bandwidth, and it's going to actually help your connectivity on your end. And then if you have any questions throughout the presentation today, please utilize the chat function. So today's topics, here's what we're going to go over. Free and reduced price meal applications. We're going to go over navigating the milk audit in kid care, and then finding help videos for kid care topics. Those are our top 3 questions and answers that we're going to address this month. So let's get started. Here's our free and reduced price meal application. And this should look familiar to everyone. And we are going to, I'm going to show it to you a little bit bigger. So bear with me 1 second. Here we go. Okay, so you all should be seeing the free and reduced price meal application right now. This is where we start. This is the basis of the program. Okay, this should look familiar to everyone. But what I really wanted to do was point out some things that we're seeing in the field to help you guys out. The first thing that I wanted to point out is that this form changes every year. So the forms that you're currently using, make sure you're using the October 1st, 2023 to September 30th, 2024. Okay, so let's make sure that the forms are current. They are current if they're on a 2023 to 2024 form, or you still have a year from the date that they're signed. If you're using a 2022 to 2023 form, you have 1 year from the date that they're signed, but then that means you got to keep up with them throughout the year if you're not using kid care. So just real quick, foster child, first, middle, and last name, age and date of birth of the child. Are they a foster child, yes or no? This next thing right here, enter the CID number for the child or adult care if applicable. What we're finding out is that people are putting a whole lot of numbers in this space right here, and it's not really the CID number. Okay, so what I have for you today is this. This is the Louisiana Purchase Automated Benefit Card. Okay, and you should be seeing that card up on your screen right now. So this is the card. Okay, some of them can look a little bit different, and I'm going to scroll down and show you that right here. So most of the time what we're seeing in the field is this card right here. This is their 16-digit card number Please do not use this, okay? Don't let them put this number on the free and reduced price meal application. This is their credit card number, okay? We need the CID number. The CID number stands for their case ID number, and this is it right here. It is right above their name on these cards. It's a 9-digit number, and it usually starts with 2 zeros. Okay, so you will be getting a copy of this presentation today. You're going to be getting a copy of these cards to where when you have new individuals, when you have new clients come to sign in and to use your daycare, you can show them what it looks like. Okay, you can show them this is the number right here that we're going to need, and this is where it goes on the form. Okay, with some newer cards these days, okay, it's going to look like this. Okay, it's just going to have the 16-digit number, and there's not going to be a number right here. Okay, so if there's no number right here above their name, then you're going to need to, you tell them that they get that CID number is found on the family's paperwork from the state. Okay, on that letter or on that paper that this card was attached to, their CID number or case ID number is on that form. And they should know, because they're going to need that anytime that their payments are late, or anytime that they're inquiring about their payments or anything, they know that number. And so that's that number that you're going to need. Some of the things, now we don't really see this much anymore, but I wanted to let you guys know that you could possibly see this. If the 9-digit number begins with 99, that means that's a pandemic EBT card, and household income must be used. Okay, so if it starts with 99, they're going to have to put how many are in the household and their income and the total income for the household. Any questions so far? Okay, so that's making sense. Now, back to the free and reduced price meal application. So that CID number goes right here. Okay. The next line is for FITAP or FDPIR. Okay, and we very, 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 very rarely see these. Okay, we very rarely see these. That is not that. That's other federal assistance or state assistance, and we very rarely see this. The next line right here, it says enter SSI or Medicaid number for adult daycares only. Okay, we are increasingly seeing in our child care centers that your parents will put the child's Medicaid number right here, and they think that automatically qualifies them for free. Okay, maybe in the future that might happen, okay, because I know there's been legislation about that. But currently, as of right now, if they put that Medicaid number, it is for an adult daycare only, so they should not be putting their child's Medicaid number right here. So the only thing that needs to be listed is the CID number, and if they don't have food stamps or SNAP, then they have to fill out Part 2, the household income. Okay, so they're going to list everyone listed in the household. They're going to start listing them right here. Then they list their earnings from work before deductions. Okay, so if they make $1,000 every week, they're going to put $1,000 on this side, and they're going to put WK or week right here. The next big issue that we're having is that they're not putting, and you guys aren't checking, they're not putting how frequently they get paid. Okay, if they're making $1,000 a month, that is very different than $1,000 a week. Okay, $1,000 a month is free, $1,000 a week is above. Okay, so they have to put in their own handwriting, they have to put, when they're listing their income, the frequency. Okay, most everybody, I mean, a lot of times people get paid every 2 weeks. Some people get paid twice a month. It's just however they get paid, but they must write it right here on this side. Okay. And then check if there's no income. So the children probably won't have any income. So we're going to check off no income for the children. And this is everyone in the household. Okay. Then the parents have to fill out part 3. Okay. Part 3 right here. They have to put what days they expect their child to be there, what are the hours they expect their child to be here, and what meal times that they are allowing their child to participate in this program. Now, let's stop. Let's take a break. I hear this everywhere I go, everywhere. What if they don't return these forms? Okay. So if they don't return the forms, one of the best practices that we have found is that you're just going to have you or a staff member are going to sit there at the door when they come to pick up the child, drop off the child, and say, hey, I need this form back. Okay. I know one of the things in life, one of the funnest things in life is not filling out forms. Okay. But please let them know that these forms are not going away, and they're going to have to fill out these forms every year until their child graduates high school, unless they want to pay for their child's school lunch. Okay. So, in the past couple of centers that I've been to recently, they are having to go up on tuition. Things are just more expensive these days. And we are onboarding new centers on our program in record numbers because food is just so expensive these days, and we are happy to do so. Okay. So let your parents know that this is one of the ways that you all participate in this program. And this is one of the ways that you're keeping their tuition from increasing. So it is absolutely necessary that they return these forms. Now, the second part about this, okay? Not everybody is going to want to share their income. I get it. I totally understand it. Some people know they make too much. They are not going to qualify to be free or reduced. Okay. But you tell them, I still need the form back. They can put NA, they can write a big NA right on part 2 right here. They don't have to list the children in the household, and they do not have to list their income. Okay. And you automatically mark them as above. However, they still need to complete part 3 because that is them. Okay. That is them telling you what days and what expected meals that their child is going to participate. And they have to fill out part 4. Okay. They have to sign, print their name, date, put their address, their phone number, and the last 4 digits of their social security number. Not the whole social security number, just the last 4 digits. Okay. So you should have one of these free and reduced price meal applications. You need one for every heartbeat in your center. Okay. Every child that is enrolled in your center needs to have one of these forms completed. And again, if parents don't want to provide their financial information, that's fine. Have them write not applicable on it. Just fill out the top, put part 3 and do part 4, and that's perfectly fine. Okay. And then you can mark them as above. The last piece of the form right down here, part 5. Okay. Participants' ethnic and racial identities. Okay. This is optional. If they want to put it, that's fine. If they don't, you cannot visually identify. Okay. Just leave it blank. And the last part of the form down here for official use only, this is what you guys do. Okay. You guys total up their income, you mark the frequency, you put the household size, and then you look on the chart, and you determine whether they're free or reduced above based upon their total income and how many people are in the household. Okay, so does that make sense? Is this a lot clearer now that you guys have explained it? We have a lot, now that I've explained it, we have a lot of new people on the program. So we're seeing a lot of confusion with this form. Okay, let me know how I'm doing. Hit me up on the chat. Okay, I'm doing good. We are going to carry on. Okay, so again, here is our free and reduced price meal application in its entirety. And we are going to go on. You are going to, whenever we finish this, whenever you get the link that it's up on the Fit Kids website, you will have the opportunity to download these forms and print them along with printing out these slides. So you will have this presentation in its entirety. Again, that's the CID numbers. Okay, I just wanted to show it to you a little bit larger. Who's ready for the Kid Care Milk Audit? Bear with me here. I am going to share screens here. Whoops, it kicked me out. Let me pause this share right quick and I will log back in. I am logging into Kid Care because we're gonna look at this live. And I will share my screen here in just a minute when it comes up. Okay, here we go. So I hope this looks familiar to you guys. Somebody hit me up on the chat. Are you guys seeing the milk audit screen from Kid Care? Yes. All right. So we all know that the milk audit is very, very, very important. Okay. And this is what it looks like. Okay. I'm gonna go in live. You click right here and you choose your month. Okay. So I'm just gonna look at March because we have some data in here for March. Okay. This is not a real account. This is the one that I just picked to show you. Right here on these buttons, it's always better if you choose calculated and actual, okay? And it's going to show your daily calendar. 3 different columns: whole milk, 1% in skim milk, and then substitute milk, and this is your total. The first thing that I want you guys to look at, and if you guys are computer savvy enough, okay, I'm going to go slow for a little bit. It's only 120, okay? So we have plenty of time in our hour today. If you guys are computer savvy enough, minimize Zoom and log into KidCare with me. Okay. If you just hit the little dash button up top, you can minimize Zoom and launch your internet browser, whichever one you try to use. Log into your individual accounts in KidCare, and you can follow along with me. So we're going to wait a minute or two because I really hope you guys take advantage of this opportunity. So if you're logging into KidCare, you're going to go to claims. Let me get my annotate bar. Okay. So what you're seeing now is the red dot on my screen as I move my cursor, my mouse. You're going to go to claims, and then you're going to go to milk audit. And this is the page that it's going to come up right here. Okay. So if you're only on calculated, it's not going to show you all of the information that it could. So click right here on calculated plus actual, and it's going to show you all of the information that you need. Okay. And if you uncheck show daily calendar, it won't show you the calendar, but go ahead and check show daily calendar, because then it's going to show you everything that you need. The first thing where we're going to start off is this right here. This is your previous month's carryover or your starting balance. What we're seeing in the field is that this is not correct. Okay. I was at a center Monday and Tuesday, and this is the inventory that you take every month. Okay. So at the end of February, okay, this is what you're starting off March with as far as milk. So in the center that I was at yesterday, it said he started off the month with 82 gallons of milk. And I know that wasn't correct because it was a very small site. So if you're looking at this right now, and even if you can't, please take notes, that make sure your beginning inventories for the month are correct. Okay, according to your inventory. And you're going to want to remember, we always tell you to inventory every drop of milk. You're going to inventory your whole milk, your skim milk, and even your substitute milk, and you're going to put it in here. So what if you need to correct this? How do you do it? Okay, you're going to click on that little orange pencil, and you're going to backspace. And I'm going to put a crazy number in here like 60. Unless you click back on this check mark, it's not going to save it. Okay. So this is how you edit those numbers if they're not correct as to what you actually have on hand to start off the month with. Now, this is just a read-only screen, so I'm going to go back and check this. Okay. And it'll update itself. Okay. So I changed that. But we're not starting off with 60, so I'm going to go back and do this again. Do you guys remember what it was? Like 0.75 or 1.75? We'll go with that. Okay, so it's telling me at the beginning of the month that I have utilized 4.25. Okay, I started off with 4.25 gallons of 1% skim milk and no substitute milk. Okay, so make sure you take a look at that. Your purchases, whenever you're entering receipts, okay, when you're entering the receipts, you're going right here to expenses and you're going to receipts, okay, and you're always going to use quick entry. You click on add a receipt, and this is what it looks like once you've added your receipt to KidCare. You put the date that the food entered into your facility, where it's from. You put your receipt total. You break it out into food or supplies, which are non-food or other, any one of these categories. And then you type in how many gallons or how much milk you bought on this receipt. Okay. If you're buying it in some other quantity other than gallons, if you're buying it in half pints and quarts and half gallons or ounces, okay, you can use whichever unit of measure that you're purchasing them in, and it will convert them to gallons for you. Okay, on all of these. You're going to hit save. I'm Xing out because I don't want to change this. You'll hit save. And then once you've added all of your receipts, we can go back to milk audit. Okay. This is something a little bit tricky. Every time you change screens, it automatically defaults to the current month. But remember, we were in March because I was showing y'all March. So I'm going to go back to March. Okay. So for the month of March, we've purchased 4 gallons of whole milk and 31 gallons of 1% milk. Okay. And on the dates you purchase them, it shows on your calendar. It's going to show you on those calendars. Okay. So what this tells me, and this is on 1% in skim milk, this is your toggle right here for 1% in skim, is that you started off, the Friday was the first day of the month. Okay. This blue is what was required. Okay. Based on the number of kids that you clicked, that you marked in attendance and that you clicked the knife and the fork for the entire day, you required 1.2656 gallons of milk, and you actually served them 1.4375 gallons of milk. Okay. And that's where this previous month's carryover came into play. All right. So making sure this is correct is very important. A lot of times what we're seeing is that they'll have this little icon means you had a milk shortage. And we'll see that little icon on the first day, the first couple of days of the month. And it's because people haven't input their beginning inventory of milk. So the system thinks that you didn't have any milk. Okay. So that's the reasoning right here to look at, to make sure that these numbers are correct. So this is telling you at the end of once you have all of your children in, you have required for the entire month 25.8751 gallons of 1% milk. This written off category right here, this would be like if the refrigerator goes out and your milk goes bad, or if, a couple of gallons came in and they were busted, you have to throw them away. Okay. You would still enter those gallons on the receipt, but you would put those numbers right here. Okay. To take that amount, those amounts out of your inventory. Okay. So calculated end of the month balance is right here. So you started off 4.25 plus you purchased 31 minus you use 25.8 gives you a 9.3. It does all the math for you. And it will tell you as I scroll down on my screen to let you see everything. Okay. To let you see the whole calendar. It tells you every single day what was required how much you actually served, and when your purchases were. One of the next things that I want to encourage you guys to do, and I know it's busy. I've been there. We are out in centers every single day. We recognize that you guys have staffing shortages, that you guys are the cook, the bottle washers, you guys are everything. And we commend you for the job that you do every single day, because it is not easy. Okay. It is absolutely not easy, but it is necessary. Okay. So if you guys have help, or if you can train someone, or if you can have someone do some of your duties to where you can sit down and catch this up a couple of times a week, you will know before you're short on milk. It will tell you. Okay. So at the end of the day, if you put in how much, when the cooks come to tell you and they hand you the sheets, or they're putting in that I used 1.5 gallons of milk, okay, and you look at it before you leave for the day and you needed 2 gallons of milk, they were short a half a gallon of milk. That means they either entered the wrong number or they didn't pour enough milk. So this program tells you in real time when you're short and when you're getting short. Okay. It's to where you hopefully will never, ever, ever have to pay back money or be deficient because you didn't either purchase enough milk or serve enough milk. How am I doing so far? We're going to pause right here, and I want everybody to hit up in the chat, because I know there are questions about this I have already answered a few questions this morning. When I was answering phone calls, I've already answered a few questions about milk audits, so I know they're out there. Okay, so I'm not seeing any questions, so that means everybody, okay. So Miss Jackie, do you count the milk amounts for the parent provided milk? You don't purchase the substitute milk. Okay, and I see Miss Daniels, you basically have the same question. What about the parent provided milk? Yes, you need to enter that. Okay. Thank you so much for asking this question, because I had it on my list and I lost the list. And I didn't address it. So here's what you do for parent provided milk. Okay. You're not purchasing it, the parents bring it in. So you need to account for this on your receipts. You need to show that that milk is coming in the door. So you're going to go right here to expenses. You're going to go to receipts. I'm going to click on add a receipt. Okay. I'm just going to say that it came in. Now I want this to show in March. So I'm going to say March 21st. I'm going to select a vendor, but it's not Benny Keith Rouse's or Walmart. I'm going to go to add a new vendor. Name, parent provided. Let me see if it's going to. Parent provided, and I'm going to hit save. So I've got a new invoice in here that says parent, a new vendor in here that says parent provided. I don't need invoice number. I don't need description. I do need an amount, and I'm going to put it as a penny, 0.01. Okay. So they're doing substitute milk. If I have them bring in 2 gallons of substitute milk, I'm going to enter the 2 into the gallons. And under foods, because my receipts have to match, I'm going to put 0.01. And then I'm going to hit save. Okay. Now, it did not save because I only have read entry permissions for this. Okay. But I just wanted to show you how to do that. And now I'm going to go back to claims and milk audit. Okay. Not going to freak out because it's in April. A lot of times, and this is hilarious because I did this myself when we first started Kid Care. I was like, but it's not here. It's not here. But we were in March and this is April. So I'm going to go back to March. And it shows great. Okay. So it now shows that I purchased 2 gallons of substitute milk. So I will toggle down to substitute milk. And when you mark on your daily amounts that are used, they're going to give you how much substitute milk that they serve, probably 2 cups. Okay, so that is going to allow you to be paid to be reimbursed for that substitute milk. Does that make sense, Ms. Daniels and Ms. McKinnon? Yes. Okay. So that's how, oh no. And if you didn't have that, okay, you would get an error under substitute milk on the days. This little icon would show up. Okay. That little icon would show up and and instead of being paid for that child for their meals, you would transmit $0. You would transmit 0 to us. And you would not be paid for those meals. And it would show up under errors when you go to list claims and you go to March. It would show up under one of these errors right here. Okay. But it would be under the milk audit error. It would not be under these errors. It would be under the milk audit error, but it would be under a disallowed error. Okay. So when you see errors right here that say disallowed, that means you will not be paid for 300, like in this instance, you would not be paid for 351 lunches. The program is disallowing 62 lunches right here. Whoops. I'm sorry about that. My little red dot went away and I didn't realize it's for somewhere along the way. So these errors right here, okay, this is disallowing 351 lunches. This is disallowing 62 lunches right here. It's disallowing 105 lunches, and this one is this error because it's a fruit or vegetable fruit juice for non-infants. This is disallowing 169 lunches. Guys, this is a lot of money right here that's being disallowed. Okay. And you can check your errors anytime during the month. You do not have to wait until the month ends and passes. Okay. You can act like you're going to submit a claim to us every week and calculate and do a recalculation, and it will tell you when you're going wrong. Okay. It will tell you every single day the errors that you have. Okay. When you hit recalculate up there, you can do that as many times as you need. But it's these orange colored errors that take away money from you all. Now it protects you. Okay. It protects you because you're not claiming something. Okay. So you're not claiming those meals. So we can't come back and say you owe us money back because you never got money for those in the first place. But still, we don't want you to lose money. Okay. Now, just so I keep this clean, I'm going to go back and take off what the things that I've done. So I added those 2 gallons of substitute milk. I'm going to go back here under expenses. I'm going to go to receipts. And it is not showing in here, and that is lovely. But I will delete that at a later date. So I will go back to the milk audit. Any questions? Any questions on what we've gone over so far? I want to make sure you guys have a great understanding of this. Okay, somebody hit me up on chat. What is the first thing we need to look for when this milk audit screen comes up? Where do our eyes automatically go to the first thing? And it's the first thing I went over today. Pop quiz. I want to make sure you guys aren't falling asleep on me. Inventory. That's it. Previous milk, previous month's inventory. Absolutely. Right here. Make sure you're starting off with the correct amount of milk. Okay. And make sure when it carries over, okay, so your end of the month balance 1.5941 to 8.06. I did not recalculate, so okay, so I haven't hit my recalculate button. So remember, it was 1.59 and 8.06. Guess what? My April beginning balance is not correct. So make sure that that gets trued up every month. Now, in my case, I did not hit recalculate. Okay, so that's my bad on that, but I'm not going to recalculate because I'm just playing around in this test system for you guys' benefit. Okay, if there's not any other questions, we're going to continue on, and I will log out of here. Let me get my display settings back. So, where are we going to find Kid Care help videos? I want to give this to you guys. Kid Care has done a wonderful job of organizing and developing and building their help system. And give these screens a minute. So in these links, will take you directly to the Kid Care, the Louisiana specific Kid Care training pages. Okay. This is for single locations. Okay. If you just have one location at your center, here is everything you need to know in small little snippets. These are I think the longest little video that I've seen on here is about 6 minutes. And it will take you through every step of the process in working Kid Care. Okay. And if you have 2 screens at your office, you can watch it on one screen and work in the system while you're watching these videos. Okay. Here is the milk audit screen right here. Here's where they address substitute milk and child allergies. Here's your milk audit. Okay. And it's as easy as that. It is as easy as clicking on these links right here. to get to any topic that you would need. Okay. Here's one that we done month before last, how to upload your files into the CNP system and submit them to the state. Let me X out of this. The second link right here is if you're at a multi-site location, okay? If you have more than one facility, these links right here and these help videos tell you exactly how your sites do what they need to do. Then they submit their claims to you as the sponsor and you upload them to the state CNP website. Okay, it's a little bit more involved. So there's more videos because there's more processes. There's slightly more processes involved. Okay, but again, these are the videos. If you have more than one site, this is exactly where you find all of the support that you need in video form, just like what I'm doing today. All you do is watch those videos and it shows exactly where she clicks and what to do. Very, very, very easy. Okay, so this brings us to a close for today. And here's how to reach us. We are the Division of Nutrition Support from the Louisiana Department of Education. Here is all of our staff members, our phone numbers, and our email addresses. We're happy to help out as much as we can. So what happens next? Okay, I am going to go ahead and end this recording because it will be up on the website. You will only get the email if you have participated and have been present for today's live presentation. So if you're watching this, in a replay from the website, you will not get a clock hours email for that. Let me go ahead and stop the recording.